emotion, courage, desire. These words are the fil rouge of my story, and I would like to share it with you as if we were about to embark on a journey together. Take a deep breath and close your eyes. Close your eyes and start to focus yourself on your breath. Start to feel the rhythm of your breath. Try to breathe from your belly, so deep breath. Perfect. Start to feel your atmosphere. Every time that you exhale, you feel your atmosphere around you. You know that we all carry an atmosphere? You can picture it as an invisible, bright sphere that surrounds your body. Every time you inhale, you go inside yourself. Every time you exhale, this luminous sphere expands and is bigger and bigger. We are building our spaceships. And now these spaceships will ferry us into a different place. Don't forget to breathe, stay with your eyes closed. We are traveling and we are reaching our destination. And here we go. Your eyes are closed, but in your imagination they are wide open. It doesn't matter if you've been there before, because you recognize this place. It's the city of Venice. Precisely, you are in Piazza San Marco, a huge square, crowded. It's sunset time. Oops, watch your step, it's full of pigeons. They are looking for food. A man nearby is selling chestnuts. You can feel them wafting through the air. The colors of the sunset are reflected in the water of the Grand Canal. Everything is tinged with red and purple. Don't forget to breathe and look around. Simply feel part of what's around you. And slowly, slowly, you can hear a music that starts from afar. Maybe it comes from the church of San Marco. In fact, if you look at the church, which is not far from you, you have the feeling of being lifted up somehow. This church exudes a divine atmosphere. You start to listen to the music, and it's a very soft, melancholic and sweet music that pervades your senses. The sunset, the chill breeze of fall, the people, the smell of the chestnuts. Everything makes its way inside you. You also start to remember about all the moments in your life where you felt loved, seen, safe, connected to life. Those moments that are out of time, those moments when you feel joyful and simply alive. If you pay attention, you can also distinguish which area of your body you feel the most. It's a sort of cradle of that feeling. And you can place your hand upon that part of your body to feel more connected with your feelings. And slowly, slowly, the church disappears, the sunset disappears, the square disappears. You find yourself surrounded by a light that gives you peace. The music starts to fade. And slowly, slowly you come back here. Don't open your eyes yet. Take a deep breath. And then you can open your eyes. Welcome back, and congratulations. Not only you made an imaginary journey, but you also brought a souvenir with you. Can't you see it? Of course, it's an invisible, but it's a very tangible one. We can call it an emotion. Have you ever wondered where the word emotion comes from? This word comes from the Latin emovere, to remove, to agitate. Sums it up quite well, doesn't it? From the moment we wake up every day, we are constantly driven by emotions, expectations, fear. Rarely do we stop and ask ourselves, how do I feel right now, in this moment? We are often pushed from one desire to the other, from one fear to the other. And our daily life goes on like this. I had panic attacks through my adolescence. It was not easy. It started when my grandfather died. And all of a sudden it was like if dealing with death made me realize the power of life, the power of the emotions that we feel every day. It was overwhelming for me. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to think. So slowly, it became a problem for me to be particularly emotional. And I started to protect myself, which means to repress my emotions, which means to avoiding situations when I could feel particularly emotional or exposed, naked in front of life. I took anxiety pills, I went to the psychologist, but somehow I couldn't find my key. I remember that one day after declining another invitation, and it was my 18th birthday actually, I decided that, okay, it doesn't work like this anymore. I was protecting myself, not from the places, not from the situations, but actually from myself. And the determination and the desire to get to know myself better won out. So I started to gather some information about the emotions, the way that they work, the way that human beings feel this emotion, and also to look for the meaning. Apart from that, while I was studying journalism and literature, I became interested in psychology and spirituality. Two fields that, unfortunately, are still far apart in our perceptions, but if united, can give a much better understanding of the human beings, and therefore the emotions. I also started to attend a meditation school, a meditation path. We roots go back to the ancient Persia. We worked a lot with the emotions, and it actually helped me a lot to understand that in the end emotions are a possibility, are an opportunity that life gives to us. Thanks to all this, it certainly helped me also to share my experience with people who felt just like me. And eventually I discovered that people like this are everywhere, because we all have a mind, a heart, a body, and all these parts are every time connected with the deepest one. I like to call it spirit, and this part constantly sends us messages, so to have an authentic reading of life. I was particularly inspired by a project whose name is the Atlas of Emotions, created by a psychologist, Paul Ekman, and a spiritual leader, the Dalai Lama. You see, psychology and spirituality working together to find a better way. Basically, Paul Ekman says that there are 6 basic emotions that human beings experience in their life, no matter where you come from, no matter your culture, your background. These emotions are fear, disgust, surprise, sadness, anger, and joy. Because emotions are not just a mental conscious reaction, you can also understand how the emotions travel inside our body, because they are made of energy. We can say that the emotions are the language of the soul, our deepest part. And through these emotions, we can feel different atmosphere, of course, but in the end, there are not positive or negative emotions. And that brings us to the second word, which is courage. Courage comes from Latin, like the word emotion, and the meaning is an act of heart. What does it mean? Every time that you are brave, you are throwing your heart on the other side of the obstacle, you're risking something. You are brave for that. It doesn't mean that you are a hero. You are vulnerable, fragile, but you don't care about the risks. You understand that if you stay stuck there in your life, you're gonna risk a lot, which is not to live. 4 years ago, I found a job at an international university, or maybe I should say that that job found me, because life never gets wrong. And my role is to organize trips and activities for the students. These students, most of the time, they literally cross the oceans to come and study here in Italy, in Rome. And therefore, they are very exposed to the beauty, to antiquity. We can say that they are very brave, because they do what, for instance, I was not able to do in my 20s, because I was so scared that I just wanted to, be invisible. And so I had the chance in these years to see how brave these students are, but at the same time, how they are not prepared to live all the emotions that while coming to another country, far away from home, one has to face. Therefore, I combine their bravery, their courage, with my know-how, with my personal experience. I wanted to turn my job into a mission. And my mission was to share with them my story, my point of view, to let them feel not alone in that. And so I started to organize these activities. I wanted to combine what I discovered also with the exploration of places, so that this atlas of emotions could somehow be connected to the places and to discoveries of new places. Because in the end, when we travel, we feel, of course, exposed to life, but it's easier for us to feel alive, because we see beautiful landscapes that makes us feel something different from our daily life. What do? We go to the botanical gardens to connect with nature. It is no secret that nature has a healing power, but when you are aware of that, when you touch a tree and you feel the energy flowing inside the tree, you create a connection that will last forever. And the power of the cleansing nature is even more, because you are communicating something. We go for wine tasting activities in beautiful places. We learn how to taste wine in a weird way, so that you understand that the wine is the process of something that starts from afar, something that is very precious. It talks about the nature. And you understand that most of the times it is not about the quantity, but about the quality of the experience that you have. We go for cooking classes and we learn on how to purify the food, to taste the food with our 5 senses. We visit beautiful cities like Matera, Venice, Rome, and we learn to take pictures not only with the cell phone, but also with our heart, with our mind. And this kind of pictures, believe me, they cannot be accidentally deleted. And that brings us to the third word, which is desire. Latin, one more time. Desire, desidera. The absence of stars. It means that when we look at the star, we know, of course, that they are there, but we long for something. We have the feeling of being connected with something that is bigger than us, something that makes us feel bigger and small at the same time. When we make a wish, we wish that we could reach something that is distant from us, but is there. We know that we can make it. At the end of the weekend trips that we organize, I lead this meditation with the students. This meditation is called What is Your Star? And after some energetic exercises, we go over all the things that we experienced during our journey. I ask the student to go back with their memory to something that they ate, or something that they saw, so that the five senses can help them to go back to that moment. I ask them to imagine that these memories are like a sky full of stars, and I ask them to pick up the brightest star, the brightest memory, the one that is stronger for them, so that they could pick up this star and bring it back home, like a precious souvenir of the experience. In this way, they will always have something that can make a dark day a better one. Doesn't matter if it's after 1 week, 1 year, 1 month. It's like giving them a seed of a different vision. What is my star? I also have a star. I can say that the most important one for me is connected to Venice, because I had my first panic attack there. I was there for a school trip, and my grandfather just died 2 weeks before. And I can say today that without that sense of bewilderment, that sense of being lost, completely exposed to life, I could have never begun my journey at the discovery of my inner self, of my spirit, of my emotions. So I can say that that frightened little girl had the insight and the intuition to understand that there was something more in life. And that something more, most of the times, is invisible, but is inside ourselves and is a treasure that will be forever. And you, what is your star? I'm sure that you have one. If not, well, what are you waiting for? Pack your emotions, embark on a new journey. Go, discover, visit new places, leave. Just go around the corner, it doesn't matter. But go with your five senses on and with your desire to get to know yourself better. Thank you.